host right now. All right, so let's get started. So Impact at CIS is a student group, and it was started in 2016 by Abir Desai, who is here with us today, and he's waving his hand. And it started out as a small group, really just trying to figure out and understand and experiment with ways in which we can bridge the integral paradigm with the outside world. One thing that I remember Abir telling me is that CIS, the campus, is like right in the middle of like all these tech companies, like right next to Twitter, but yet spiritually we're so far away from them. And so what can the integral paradigm do to sort of facilitate that vision to unfold into all areas of life? So this is the mission as of now, to offer CIS students with support on impact-oriented projects while creating a space that nurtures integral leadership and creativity in order to build and sustain a community that thrives on transdisciplinary change-making. And this is our vision. This is pretty new. We just created this. And it's what we're doing right now. But our goal really is to create a very sustained, sustainable incubator that can enable all our participants to somehow get access to, support and funding with all the projects that they are engaged in. So it's to build a student-led incubator that provides sustained support and funding to students who are utilizing an entrepreneurial toolkit to facilitate and nurture the integral paradigm shift. This is our leadership team. We have a couple of our members here with us today, and I don't know if you guys just want to maybe wave your hand or just say hello. Rose, our partnerships manager, Sarah, our curriculum designer, me, the program director, Aye, our organizational manager, Lucien is our workshop host tonight, and he's also a coach. Echo is also a coach. Jamie, coach. Lucia, coach. Alexander is our coach. Heather is our coach. Jamie is our coach. Thank you. So we're very excited. The team has been growing, and we hope to, keep having it grow. So these are the three concepts that Impact at CIS is really trying to nurture. The first one is this idea of the Medici effect, and it comes from the Franz Johansson. He's a thought leader, and basically what he's saying is that diversity is what drives innovation. How can you put, how can you think about a supernova and the homelessness crisis? How do you bring those two polar opposite ideas together and create something out of it? Breakthrough ideas are most often occur when we bring concepts from one field into a new unfamiliar territory. And I believe that's what we're really doing at CIS. We're transdisciplinary individuals, and as one of my professors likes to call it, idea sex. How can we enable that to keep unfolding in our work? One of the best examples I have is of biomimicry. When they tried to design the Shinkansen, the bullet train in Japan, they looked at a kingfisher bird to look at how the beak is shaped in order to design the bullet train. The second is this idea of the liquid network. And this also comes from a thought leader, Stephen Johnson. He wrote the book, Where Good Ideas Come From. And he's basically saying that in order to be more innovative, we must put ourselves in environments that share the same network signatures as the brain, enabling a fluidity of thought. And so that's what we really want to create with this incubator, a place for fluidity and network signatures to emerge, almost like the carbon atom and its innate ability to form new complex molecules with other atoms. And this last one, the integral impact concept, that is something that we are bringing to the table, all of us together. We don't know what it is yet. And we're still, I think it's continuously going to evolve as we all bring our creativity and participate with this idea. So when we think about integral, we can begin to see it as an integral paradigm shift. This idea of the paradigm shift comes from Thomas Kuhn, and who wrote The Structures of Scientific Revolution. And basically, a paradigm is a constellation of beliefs, values, and techniques shared by a community at a particular period. It governs the thinking and research activities of scientists until some of its basic assumptions are seriously challenged by new observations. So, one of the best examples of a paradigm shift is from the geocentric model to the heliocentric model. It completely shifted humanity's worldview, about our place on this planet, in this world. And so we could say that we are, the accepted science currently is material reductionism, and the revolutionary science is the integral. And we're emerging into that. What would it mean for the entire world to be within that paradigm? And Aurobindo, for instance, whose idea of integral is really where our school, California Institute of Integral Studies, is rooted in, his integral yoga. And so his is really a way of being. It's a synthesis of all these yogas, rather than just having a fragmented approach towards enabling our evolutionary unfolding to move towards divinity. And we could really look over here at peace, being, and knowledge as the integral, and power, action, and body as the impact. How can we really hold all of that together in what we're doing? And obviously, this whole model is integral to Aurobindo, but here we're wondering what it means to be integral impact within this yoga. But I think it's also important to think about, not even to think, but to feel into what integral is. I mean, we have all these ideas and theories. There's Ken Wilber out there with his integral theory as well. And one of my favorite quotes is from Alfred North Whitehead, who's a philosopher we study extensively in PCC, and he said that reality is not made up of ideas but feelings. And so I put all these different images here because it's radically plural, in a very Aurobindian way. Integral cannot be contained, and so it's each of us that brings our own perspective, our own feeling into this that makes it integral. Jorge Ferrer says that human spirituality emerges from people's co-creative participation in the mystery of life. So it really requires our creativity and our participation to feel into what the integral is. So these are the stages of the incubator. We're all starting out in February with in the idea pool. And the idea pool is really, we can see in this image, all these ideas and concepts are kind of fragmented. You're kind of swimming in a pool of complexity and unknowns, but you're enabling yourself to generate ideas and slowly begin to connect them. And then you move into the integral dive. And this is where you sort of deepen into your idea of what it means to be in the integral realm. How do you apply your integral education to your project? And then we have the participatory launch, which is about bringing your idea, your project out into the world. It's not just something that you do inside your room, but it's about enabling that idea and yourself to participate with the larger world and to learn and develop the tools that you need to sustain such a project. So this is going to be the schedule for the spring. And today we have the orientation and we have Lucien's workshop. And then on the 17th, we will have a design thinking training. Ana Maria Manda from Zurich will be coming in to give a training on design thinking. And we're going to send out a poll after this workshop to find out which timing would work for all of you, because she's going to be jumping in from Zurich. So the time difference is quite crazy. So we will let you know about that pretty soon. And then she's going to come in again the week after to do an ideation workshop. How to generate ideas is basically the ground on which that will be. And then you'll dive into the integral with a delight-based discipline, designing habits for wholeness. One of our coaches, Rose, will be hosting this workshop. And then you can see all the other workshops are TBD because we don't know the dates yet, but as they emerge, we will keep you posted. But just have a rough sense that we'll be having 3 workshops events per month. And then in May, we would, we don't want to force anyone to present or pitch, but this is something we would love to do just to really show and enable the larger CIS community to participate in the work that you have been doing and in this massive meta project that we are all engaged in. So please consider presenting your project or wherever you are in the stage. It doesn't matter. Just to show your process is what we're looking for. So as you go along, I would like you to think about this idea of the philosopherneur. The philosopher plays a really important part in civilization and throughout history. That's a philosopher has, but yet in modern society, maybe the philosopher is not considered to be such a prominent role or figure. In fact, when I tell people I'm doing a philosophy degree, they're like, what are you going to do with that? That's the question that I always get. And I'm so tired of answering that question. So I think that's why I created this phrase, because I was like, I know I want to do something as well. I don't want to just, think. I don't want to be the thinker. I want to be the doer as well. And I think that a lot of us feel the same way. But yet, you can do without thinking. And so what does it mean to hold both equally? This is Jacqueline Novogratz. She's the founder of Acumen. It's a global nonprofit that's changing the way the world tackles poverty by investing in sustainable businesses, leaders, and ideas. And she's really doing such a wonderful job. And so combining these two figures, I leave it up to you, to discover what that means. What does it mean to you to be a philosopherneur? And so as you embark on this integral impact journey, we want to remind you that it is an experiment and it is a process. So, these 3 things, just keep it in mind that your first part as a philosopherneur is to speculate and wonder. Keep questioning throughout your process. Don't ever stop questioning. And in that way, you'll engage in epistemology and metaphysics, and you'll keep asking, what is the nature of an integral being, and how do I come to know about it? And then the second thing is to honor the past and the diversity of the world, but to always remember to play and create and be creative. So holding the tension of tradition and innovation. And through this, you'll be able to engage in ethics and political philosophy by asking, what should I do? What actions can I take? What does an integral society look like? And lastly, hold the tension of paradox by creating harmonic contrasts in the project that you embark on. What is the aesthetic quality of what you are bringing into this world? And ask yourself, what is beauty in an integral world? So with that, let's begin our journey of integral impact. I think we're at 4:20 actually, so we do have some time for questions before I hand it over to Lucian. So if there are any questions, I'm ready to take. Oh, yes, Jody. Oh, you're muted.
Could you repeat the questions that you just asked during that last slide, if that's not too silly?
Sorry, yes, absolutely. And I will be sharing these slides with all of you in an email, so you'll have it. But I basically asked, you know, how do you come to know about the integral nature of reality, or what is the nature of an integral being? And then what, in terms of ethics and political philosophy, you ask yourself, what should I do? What actions can I take? And what does an integral society look like? And then lastly, in terms of aesthetics, you can ask yourself, what is beauty in an integral world? What does that look like? What does that feel like? Yeah. Anyone else? All right, I guess we're good to go then, Lucian. You want to take over?
Thank you so much, Soumya. Yeah, I always feel so blessed to be spoken to by you. Soumya is extremely inspiring, so we're really fortunate to have her here. Right, so thank you for coming. It's so nice to see so many of you. My name is Lucien Dante Lazar, and I am a transdisciplinary artist.